What is going on, nerds? Welcome back to another video. As I said in the last one, today's video will be about word problems. And also, I said in the previous video about these word problems. Since I do want to do more than just one or two, I will not be solving them completely. I will just be giving you the groundwork, and then the rest will be up to you guys in order to figure out if you get the correct answer or not. So I'll just be translating the words into your mathematical expressions or equations or inequalities in order to be solved, and the rest will be up to you all. So the first word problem that we have here: Terry had a square patio. After expanding the length by 20 feet and the width by 10 feet, the area was 999 square feet. What was the original area? So here we have this word problem, a square patio, and they're essentially asking us what was the original area of the original dimensions of the square patio. So we have a comparison type of problem. So the square patio originally was, pretend that's a square. Okay, good. I do have like shape snapping on, so I will let it be useful when needed. So square patio had the dimensions of x by x, because again, you know, a square has all equal size, so whatever one dimension is the other. And the area unknown. So now it said after expanding the length of this square patio by 20 feet and the width by 10 feet, the area was now 999 square feet. Now, since the added measurements to the dimensions are different, it is no longer a square. It is a rectangle now. So 20 feet by 10 feet. Okay, so the length was added 20 feet, so that's x plus 20, and the width 10 feet, so that's another x plus 10. And with this added measurements for the dimension, the area is 999 square footage. So in order to get the original area, what we have to do first is essentially find the dimensions of this new patio. In this case, solve for the variable x. And once we have what x is, that will give us the area of the original square patio, because the dimensions for the square patio we labeled as x by x. So once we solve for x in this now rectangular patio with its 999 square footage area, we will now know the area for the original square patio. So it was fairly simple. I could have actually completed this all the way through, but I'm gonna stick to my word. We're gonna keep that as it is. Let's see what answers do you guys get in the comments below. I will be checking. So we will be moving on to the next word problem. All right, so this one may be a little bit tricky here. So let's see if I can help you guys be able to solve it, give you enough information so you guys will be able to solve it. So this one is talking about some percentages, alcohol solutions being mixed to get a certain amount of percentage of this alcoholic solution. So it says, how many gallons of 20% alcohol solution must be mixed with 10 gallons of 50% alcohol solution to obtain a 30% alcohol solution? So seems like we're not given a whole lot here, and it's like, it sounds kind of like chemistry. It's like, we don't know anything about chemistry. We're just taking math at this imaginary college where we only take math. We don't know anything about chemistry. So That doesn't really matter. That doesn't really matter for this particular problem because all we need to know is math. And everything that we know up until this point should help us solve it. So we need to go back and look. We need to find keywords because that is the most important thing in solving word problems. Keywords, phrases, certain terms of vocabulary. We need to know these things. This is very important when ciphering, if you will, word problems. So the main question is finding out how many gallons of a certain percentage alcohol solution need to be mixed with another percentage of alcohol solution to make another type. So how many gallons of the first mixed with the second to get this combined alcoholic solution. Now, one thing I would say, when we taking one amount of something and mixing it with another amount of something, depending on what that is, those two amounts added together will give you, the total, I guess, in this sense, volume needed. So since we are mixing the same stuff together, alcohol solution with alcohol solutions, however many gallons of the first one added to the second amount of 10 gallons will be the 10 gallons of the second solution plus however many gallons of the first solution to give me that total amount of gallons for the 30% alcohol solution. So that's one thing that we have there. So I'm gonna see if I can draw like a little table. The 20% solution has X amount of gallons. The 50% solution has 10 gallons. And the total solution of 30% will be the total amount of gallons from the 10 gallons of the 50% and whatever gallons of the 20%. So that would be X plus 10 X plus 10 gallons. So I have this here. So that's my first piece. So how would I use this to make my, equation or whatever I would need? So again, I have my chart here. The 20% solution of however many gallons mixed or added with their 50% solution of 10 gallons will give me the 30% solution of the total amount of gallons between the previous two. So we have our equation here. We just need to, again, convert it into math terms. So what type of, operations will be needed? Like, how do we know what kind of operation we're going to need? So it comes back to those key phrases or those math terms. In the beginning, it said how many gallons of 20% alcohol solution must be mixed with 10 gallons of 50% alcohol solution to obtain a 30% alcohol solution. So at the first piece, the fourth word of, we know in math when we're dealing with of, that usually represents multiplication. Hence, 5% of 20, in order to figure out what that is, you will multiply the 5% to the 20 to get our answer. Same thing here when it asks how many gallons of 20% solution, 10 gallons of 50% solution. These terms, or this term of, is representing a multiplication. So what's happening, or what we will be doing between the percent solution of the alcohol and the amount of gallons that it is total, will be multiplication between the two. So first piece, how many gallons? So that's unknown. So an unknown amount of gallons multiplied to the percentage that's in it, 20%. So there is 20% of alcohol solution, 20% of alcohol solution of however many gallons. So I will call that 0.2 multiplied by X. So I went ahead and convert the percentage into a decimal, which is 0.2. So this value here will be added or mixed to the 10 gallons of the 50% alcohol solution. So that's plus, because mixed together or added together, that's addition. So the second piece will be the same format as the first piece, 50% of, so that will be in decimal form, 0.5 of 10 gallons, which is 0.5 times 10. So 20% of an unknown amount of gallons plus 50% of 10 gallons equals, or when mixed together, will give me a total of 30% or zero point 0.3 of the total amount of gallons that we have altogether, which is the X unknown amount of gallons from the first solution plus the 10 gallons of the 50% solution. So this is where I'm going to stop on this word problem, because now we have the equation set up. Very simple equation for solving for your variable X. And once we solve for that variable X, we will have the answer for how many gallons of the 20% alcohol solution to be mixed with the 50% one, because we labeled our unknown number of gallons for the 20% alcohol solution as X. So again, once you work that out, put your answer in the comments below. I'll be looking to see if you got it correct or not. And if you had any questions, again, put those down in the comments below as well, and I will surely answer them. So on to another word problem. All right, so here it seems we have a two-parter, but still not going to be solving them all the way through. Just be giving you the pieces that you are needed in order to help you solve both A and B. So let's go ahead and get started. So it's talking about a median price of a home in San Diego. We have two listing prices here, one in 1997, $311,000, and the one from 2007, $499,000. So part A says, assuming that the prices is a linear function of the year, write a formula for that function. So they're asking us to write out a formula, a linear formula for these prices for this home in San Diego. So if we're trying to write a linear function, well, we know a linear function has the leading coefficient, the variable has a exponent or power of, understood 1. So it's not a quadratic, it's a linear. So that takes the form of, y equals mx plus b, right? Remember that. M represents your slope. The b is the y value of your y-intercept, all that good stuff. So we're going to want it in this form. So in order to do so, we will need a slope and a point. And if we look at the information that's given here, we can treat the listing price and the year of this San Diego home in these two different years as points. 1997, we have a listing of $311,000. The listing in 2007, another pricing, $495,000. So we have 0.1 and 0.2. So what you would do is first find the slope for those 2 points. So remember, the formula for finding the slope is y2 minus y1, all divided by x2 minus x1. Doesn't matter what you call x1 or x2. If you want to use chronological logic, then your pair for the 1997 year with the price will be your X1 and Y1, and the 2007 with its listing price for the house will be your X2, Y2. So whatever label that you make for them, make sure you keep it consistent in order to get your slope for this assumingly a linear function. So once you have that into play and get your slope, you will use that slope and whichever point, it doesn't matter which one you use. It can be the 1997 with its price or the 2007 year with its price in order to make our linear function by using the other formula, the point slope form. Remember that y minus y1 equals the slope multiplied by x minus x1. Again here, y1 and x1 will represent whatever point you will use in order to plug in this formula along with the slope that you just found from the first part. So once you get all of that and you have it set up in the slope intercept form, which I have back up here, the y equals mx plus b, part A will have been solved. You would have solved for the formula of this assumingly linear function. Once you have part A solved, you can now solve for part B using that formula you just found to predict the median price to the nearest thousands in the year 2015. So with that, in order to solve part B, you would just take the year 2015, the actual year, and plug that into as an x value for the linear function you just found. Now, the reason why I'm saying the actual 2010 value and not however many years passed since 1997 to the year 2015 is because when you were using the formula to get your slope, we weren't using the number amount of years that passed between 1997 to 2007. We were using the actual years 1997 and 2007. So that's why we will use the literal year 2015 to plug in for part B in order to find that median price, and not however many years came after 1997 to get 2015. So once you plug in that actual year 2015 for x for your linear function, that will give you your predicted median price for that year for the house in San Diego. So unfortunately, that will be the end for this video. I know I said I wanted to do at least more than 2 and 3, but 3 was just how much we could have done, because the last word problem actually was about something we never really went over, and it was more calculator based. I was talking about linear regression and quadratic regression. So those things were never went over. So that was omitted. So with that being said, that concludes the end of this chapter 1 exercise / review, however you want to call it, depending on who's watching. If you're trying to refresh yourself, it's review. If you're new to college algebra, pre-calculus algebra, it is a supplemental information or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that would be the end for this chapter 1 test review / supplemental, again, whatever. So next video we'll be doing the same thing, but it will be with chapter 2. So at the chapter 2 test, we'll be going through those different problems. I'll pick some good ones here and there, and we're just gonna keep on trucking. So I hope I'll see you guys in the next one. And if you enjoyed this video, you should know what to do. Like, share, subscribe. Get this out there to all the nerds in the universe, multiverse, and alternate dimensions. And I will see you in the next one. The Immortal Nerd, signing off.